Hi everyone, welcome to What's for Dinner Wednesday on my Facebook page where you can find lots of recipe inspiration and how to use my favorite tools from Pampered Chef. So I'm Jen, I want to welcome you all here today. And as you are joining and watching, whether it's live or on replay, please share where you are from and whether you are thinking about something cool to eat on a hot summer day. Because today, we are going to be making a salted caramel milkshake in the Deluxe cooking blender. So I'm super excited about this because I made homemade caramel first in the Deluxe cooking blender. So it's one of those things that you're like, oh my goodness, do I have caramel? Oh, I just have the caramel that you spread over the ice cream, but you can really make your own homemade caramel in the Deluxe cooking blender, and I'm gonna tell you about that in just a moment. And then we're going to whip up something super easy. Again, if you want this recipe, just message me and I will send it over to you for some really delicious salted caramel milkshakes. Like, raise your hand if you want one of these right now. Okay, so just to tell you what I did, because earlier I actually made homemade caramel sauce in the Deluxe cooking blender. So you can see this in here, right? This is, I tasted it. It tastes like the sauce that you would buy out of a high-end jar of caramel sauce. And it's really just a few ingredients. It is brown sugar, some butter, some heavy whipping cream, and a little salt and vanilla. So 5 ingredients. You probably have all these things at home, but it's really easy to make when you have the Deluxe cooking blender, because there's 3 things I want you to know about this blender. It cooks, it cleans, and it's super safe. So this is just, it's a revolutionary blender. I used to have a different style blender, and this one blows it out of the water. So to start with the cooking portion of it, it actually has a heating element in the bottom here. And what that means is it actually can cook sauce. So when I was looking for recipes about caramel, making homemade caramel in your blender, all of them were featured just on like heating up the milk on the stove and then pouring the ingredients in and then whipping it together. Well, that's a little bit more attentive and you gotta stand there and watch it and all of that. This, you just put the ingredients in and you press the sauce setting and it will heat it up and puree it, and it's done in about half an hour or less. I think it was maybe 20 minutes, to be honest. So it cooks for you because it has the heating element. Other blenders work on friction, so the blades are turning and creating some warmth, but there is no way for those to measure temperature or get it to the right temperature. So that is one huge thing about the Deluxe cooking blender from Pampered Chef. It cooks for you. So not only can you make sauce, but you can make jam, you can make heated purees, you can make soups. So you can make all kinds of things along with the things you don't want to cook. So smoothies, you can make your own homemade nut butters, you can make your own homemade alternative milks like almond milk or cashew milk. And then you can also use the smoothie, alternative milk, and grind settings. So you also have a custom blend setting too. So you can use that for all kinds of different things as well. So that is how it cooks. Now it also cleans. If you have something that cooks and cleans for you in the kitchen, what do you think? Does that sound like something good? I think so. Hey, Marianne, thanks for joining. So that's what I did. I cooked this sauce up. Actually, I didn't, but the blender did. And I'm just going to pour it out in this little jar. We have this long, skinny scraper that you can get now as well, and that gets right in there because we only need 2 tablespoons of the sauce. And it looks like my bowl it's not going to be big enough because there's a little bit more in there, but let me just pour out the 2 tablespoons. So I've got one of our little petite measure-alls, so you can actually measure just a very small amount of things here. So I've got 2 tablespoons of caramel sauce. This is going to make enough for 1 milkshake, but you can also divide it into if you want to as well. Let me just grab another bowl here so I can put the remaining caramel in, because once you're finished removing the caramel, you can very easily just add your ice cream and do everything else with it as well. So we're not going to clean it totally out because, you know, a little extra caramel in here is fantastic, right? Okay, so we've got this. And it's just got like this really great buttery flavor as well. So you're gonna love this caramel when you make it. All right, so I'm gonna stick this back on our little platform here. There we go. Whoops, what's happening here? There we go. And then what I'm going to do next is actually put my ice cream in. So if you do not have our ice cream scoop, it's like the best thing ever because you can go through hard ice cream with it. It can go in the dishwasher and you don't have to worry about it getting ruined. Now, I don't typically measure my ice cream, but you know, sometimes it's a good thing so you're not overdoing it. So to make one, what you want is about 1.5 cups of vanilla ice cream. And this is going to result in really good flavor with that caramel sauce. Okay, so that's about right there. Maybe we can get a little bit more in there. Okay, so that is good. Now, what I love about these measurables is that they're really easy to just push right in and pop out whatever is in there. So let's say you have caramel sauce or you have peanut butter or whatever you might want, but it's so easy to just slide it out versus having to scrape it out. Okay, so we've got that. I'm gonna wash my hands really quick. Okay, the next piece is that we're gonna put in our caramel sauce. So that's the 2 tablespoons here. Again, same idea. Pops it right out without having to scrape it. All right, and then we want just a little dash of salt. So you can just, this is like 1/8 of a teaspoon. So really, you know, it's salted caramel. So that's why we're putting in a little extra, well, a little, not extra, but 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. We also want, let me rinse my hand one more time here. We also want some little bit of chopped up, and you could chop these ahead of time or you could just throw them in, but I do want to share with you how you can actually chop them up like separately if you wanted to for maybe like Oreos or vanilla wafers or things like that. This is the manual food processor. So I'm just going to put a couple of those in there just so you guys can see how this works. But this is one of my favorite tools for all kinds of things. Vegetables, ice cream toppings, making quick and easy guacamole. I did that last night. Chop it up. And you don't need them to be pulverized. We just want little bits. So these would be great for like on the top of your shake. I'm just going to put the rest of these in here. But you can see how nice and chopped up those got. And then the last thing, we just need a little bit of milk. And so just a couple tablespoons just to kind of liquefy things just a little bit. That's all we need. And we're going to put this lid on. Now think about what other kind of creations you could make with this. So tell me what would be your favorite flavor of shake. I'm going to set this on the custom blend setting. And what that means is you can control like the time it is going to run, and you can also control how fast the motor is going to run. So we're going to just set this on level 4, and I'm going to press the middle button so that it starts up. Already looking really good. Okay, that was 10 seconds. Probably didn't even need that. But let's just check this out. Oh yeah, looks delicious. I'm gonna grab a cup here. And we're gonna pour this out. So we've got the pretzels that were in there, we've got the caramel. Looks delicious. Look at how smooth and creamy that is. Okay. And then you can garnish it with a little bit of like extra pretzels over the top. We could put another little drizzle of caramel sauce just over the top because it's nice to always have like, okay, what is this? And so you know some of the ingredients. Oh wow, this already looks amazing. And then you have this delicious shake, salted caramel milkshake made in the Deluxe cooking blender. So how easy is that? It's so easy. I do want to share with you how you can clean up the blender now. So it's super simple. This is another favorite feature. So we know it cooks, now we know it cleans. And what we do is we're going to just put in 3 cups of water. Did I get it all out? Yep, okay. 3 cups of water. And then you just do a little drop. You don't need a lot of soap. And then we're gonna start this up on heated wash. So it doesn't just rinse it, it actually cleans it. So what's gonna happen is that this will heat to a temperature of 140, and then it will start whirling around and cleaning it for 2 minutes. And then once it's finished, you dump out the water and you rinse it out and you're done and you're good to go. So you don't have to worry about, oh, let me get in there with my toothbrush to get all the particles out, because you don't need to worry about that. And before I start this up, I do want to share with you too the safety features. So I shared with you the 3 main features of the cooking, and then now it cleans up, and then the safety features. So if you didn't notice that when I had the lid off, or when I turned it to the go position, it actually is a safety feature to allow you to not ever blend without having the lid on. So if you heard that little beeping, that's what that's for, because it's telling you, okay, the lid is in place and it will be able to do all the functions. If you had it offset, even just like that, or of course, if it's off, it's not gonna blend, you can't even use any of the functions. So I love that feature, because how many of us have ever had ourselves or a family member wanna press the button, or actually press the button, and everything goes everywhere. So another great safety feature too is that this pitcher is actually glass. So a glass pitcher allows our machine, our Deluxe cooking blender, to actually get up to a higher temperature. So that's where making a jam that needs to reach 212 degrees, or the sauce that needed to reach 176 degrees, those temperatures can be withstood with the glass pitcher. Otherwise, if it's plastic, it can't get to that. So that's where you have this extra functionality as well. So these are really great things about the Deluxe cooking blender that I love. I do want to share with you that, of course, you can always message me to get more information, but you can get this on sale as a host. And you can do that as an online party host, and it's super easy. You invite your friends to a party that I create for you, and then you're gonna be able to get lots of great discounts, including on the Deluxe cooking blender. Now, if you want more information about it, just message me and I'll send you a little link so that you can look into the Deluxe cooking blender, and you can also see how it can make not only the smoothies, but also the soups, and how we have some accessories for that. So you can freeze cups of soup for your lunches or your kids, or whatever you would like to do that for. And you are going to love it. Like, this is the best blender I've ever had. And I've had different blenders throughout the last 21 years of being married. So this is one that I think definitely is a great value, whether you purchase it at full price or you want to host and get it at half price, you can do that as well. So let's jump in and get this started for cleaning. So I'm just gonna turn this to our heated wash, and it already will say, okay, we need to get it to 140 degrees, and it's going to blend. And what happens is it's actually taking the temperature of the water as it's blending. So it's really just doing it all for you. You can go and enjoy your meal, and this is gonna clean up for you. So that is a really big perk, right? So we can have, this is going to, it's set it's 85 degrees, the water that I put in there, and it's heating it already. So now it's already 88, and there's just this little circle kind of dashed line that allows it to just, you can tell it's just heating up. So it heats up really quick, and once it hits 140, it actually will start blending and do all the things of just blending it, and then it'll kind of pause for a moment, and then it'll blend again, and it will clean the entire inside of your blender. The only thing you'll have to do is dump it out, rinse it out, and then you may have to kind of get up in this area just because it doesn't get where the lid is. And you never want to put the pitcher in water, because that heating element, like I said, is right attached to the pitcher. So if you do that, you're going to totally break your blender. And I haven't done it yet, and I've had it for over a year, so I'm confident that you will not do it either. So if you can hear it, I'm not sure if you can, it's actually like starting to almost boil. It's at 106 degrees now. So it really is heating up fast, and it really does clean up well. So let me know what questions you have. Okay, let's see, very cool. Debbie says, yep, it is a great blender. It's something that I believe everybody should have, because look at the things you can do with it to help you make healthy meals. It does come with a cookbook as well. So if you are wanting to, make yourself eat more vegetables or make your family eat more vegetables, or maybe you want to just be like, you know what, I want to have a smoothie every day, make sure that you're doing that to incorporate more fruits and vegetables there. Gives you the opportunity to make fresh soups with your own ingredients so you can control things. And then also if you have people in your family or yourself that struggle with food allergies, you can make your own items like the alternative milks or the nut butters and not worry about contamination from something else, perhaps, just with an allergy. So you're much more able to control the ingredients in your food when you are making it yourself. So that's what, this is really great for, is just some healthy food options, quick food options. You're not having to stand and monitor the soup all day long. It's gonna make it, like the tomato basil soup is amazing. The squash soup has some apples and onions in it, and that recipe is in our cookbook as well. So you have all kinds of great options that you can do with the blender for sure. Okay, Debbie says it's on your wish list. All right, you've gotten some other things. So, yep, if you've gotten some other things from a recent party, you can always, as a past host, get this for 10% off, or you can host another party, and I'd be happy to help you with that as well, because it's really easy and it's really fun. And what I do in the party really is provide you and your friends lots of opportunities to have fun together with games, with recipes, with some really just kind of fun things that you may not know about cooking and tips and things like that. So there's all kinds of opportunities for you to host your own party and make it fun. So this is what's happening. It's totally cleaning right now. And heating the water until 140 degrees. And what it will do is it will pause, and it will kind of take a break, and then it will start back up again as well. So you can see it's pausing, and then it's going to start back up. Just to show you this, it's just like caramel. It's caramel. See how that looks. It's counting down right now, and so what's happening is that there's 56 seconds left on the clock. So it's totally going to just finish that cycle of cleaning, and you're going to be able to see what actually it did when I dump that out. So there's 42 seconds left now. We have 10 seconds left, and then it will be finished. And then it just stops, so you can see how that works. So it says end. It also has a little thermometer on the screen to tell you that, you know what, it's going to be hot because it was just heated to 140 degrees. But you can see the steam, so you know it's hot. And all we have to do is dump this out and then just rinse it, and then it's ready to go. So super easy to help clean up the kitchen in a really fast way. I just kind of swirl this around. And of course, you never want to get the bottom of the blender wet. I spilled a little caramel on the outside of the glass, so that's what I'm doing there. So very easy to clean up, and then all I do is just wipe this out with my towel to make sure that it's all nice and dry. And you definitely want to do that before you put your lid on, because otherwise you will have, you know, it's gonna have a lot of moisture in there if you don't do that. Looks like I spilled a little something on the bottom here too, so I'll grab that. But this is how easy it can be to make fun types of recipes like the salted caramel milkshake, or healthy types of recipes like tomato basil soup, squash, pureeing and heating up your vegetables so you can hide them in things, or even just put them in things like making rice cauliflower is super easy as well. So you have all kinds of options with the Deluxe Cooking Blender. Message me right now and I will share some more information with you and even give you some ideas about recipes that it can do, and also to grab a date on my schedule because I have limited spots available to help you get it for half price. So thanks so much for watching. Can't wait to see you till next time.